Disclaimer. This game is a work of fiction. Any persons, people, events that resemble true events are purely coincidence. And with that, hi, I'm Keegan, this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 211th episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse, 20th Anniversary Edition. War for New York. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle, also known as Guards the Low. He's a Philodox of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Geta Fenris.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a Thurge of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name is Riley, and I am playing Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Gnawers.
Hi, my name is George. I am playing William Grows-Matrices. He is a Arun of the Glasswalkers.
Last time, the Pax had decided to ferment a revolution, given the strong single leader, now in control of the United States, with the death of most members of Congress and the Supreme Court. The Pax began filming and fermenting their message, getting ready, when news struck that Pentex, of all things, had finally declared bankruptcy and was declared insolvent. Some of the subsidiaries survive, but many others do not. The Pax take this as a sign to move on, especially given various visions of Sven visiting them and giving warnings of the coming end. The Pax now arrive at New York City to see what has happened and to find the final artifacts for the tasks of Owl. So just outside of city limits, right, you start hearing a couple gunshots in the distance, alarms going off. There are a few buildings that still have a decent amount of lights shining in them, and the city streets seem to be filled with rivers of humans marching without destination or purpose, seeming to still be in shock regarding the detonation of the nuclear device, the government crackdowns, and now the growing rebellion of the people, as well as other factions that seem to be growing within the city.
I will shoot a message to Oliver just via text. The message will say, hey, Uncle Zeb is in town looking at things across town, looking at into some of our shittier cousins. Let me know if you have time.
I'm gonna text back. Got some time. Rabble are the big political players now.
Alright, Zeb will just hit him back. I might have something for you later. We'll contact.
You get the Gen X thumbs up emoji.
Alright, well, I'm guessing on the other side of the Umbra, it looks much like this, a little bit worse and more horrifying. So, we'll take a look.
Looking on the other side of the Umbra, it is worse than any other place you've been. There are banes clashing in the streets, awash. The violence of the people, the way more corrupted weaver spirits than you would have imagined. Rust spiders, giant war spiders that you'd seen in the cyber realm marching the streets of New York with rust and strange new balefire flamethrower weapons, torching Gaian spirits and untainted weaver spirits, with the few pieces of the wild that existed here for creativity in the arts being taken and ripped apart and turned into grisly trophies, or seemingly placed into vats to drain them of their essence to feed banes from odd utteral contraptions in the Umbra.
Are we in a position for looking through the Umbra to see where the scar is, where the strike occurred, or are we too far away?
You're too far away. There's too many buildings in the way, and given the spiritual significance of many of the buildings in New York City, they actually appear full stop within the city, rather than various spider webs.
Right. Okay then. I think we might go look for the rabble and not howl just the old-fashioned way, and maybe kind of figure out where we normally would find them and where we found them historically and fan out from there. Because I remember at least dealing with Rummage that they weren't allowed to hang out in Central Park, right? So we'd go kind of search in the vicinity of where we'd normally find them hanging out, since we'd been here before and seen them here before.
Yep, you start going to some of the poorer areas near the docks and things like that. Starting to look around. The docks are oddly bereft of people, but you do see one of the rabble that you recognize, who simply goes by the name of Scratch. He's got a rugged half-beard, scraggly, his hair unkempt, with little particles of food from the trash bins that he's slept in, and a duster coat that's got mold growing on parts of it.
We'll walk up to this dude. Where the heck is everybody?
Well, back in the park, best place to go. Sep's dead, centrally located, and we can keep an eye on that rift there.
We came here to help with that. Y'all holding up as best you can?
You can. It's a fucking war zone, man. Fucking crazy, haven't seen that shit in years. Not since I did my first change when I got shipped overseas to Nam. So you're up to speed, right? You got the fucking boys in blue government bootlicking fucking goose steppers on one end. The next is you got the mob trying to make a show to create a new government here, since they've got infrastructure. Then you got your fiefdoms, or that's what we call them. A lot of the big shipping and banking companies have started hiring out for muscle, and have even been undercutting the mob and hiring their muscle and forming their own armies, saying that government has failed, only the companies can look after their own, and to their credit, many of their licks haven't been getting beat up as much in the fucking streets as other folks. And then you got, of course, just the various people jumping up, trying to take what they need, not fully forming a cohesive unit. So little rebellions here and there from the people coming up, trying to get guns and trying to do what they can, and then running headlong into brick walls of people far worse than they ever thought they could be.
Y'all just trying to survive like you always do?
I'm trying to help, too. We've been gathering as much kin in Central Park as we can. Open, easy to defend, and well, the police aren't trying to knock out homeless folk just yet. But we're creating satellite camps as well. It's better to have several medium places than one centralized place where everyone can come after us. That's our HQ.
Has anyone tried dealing with the blast yet?
Best we can. Rip through, hit hard. They've been trying to do cleanup. Several of the Thurges have shrunk the size of the corruption zone already, given what's been going on. But it's hard to get close, given all the banes that are getting constantly born from the violence that's been happening, as well as the hostile corporate takeover of New York City's government. They're hiring away some cops, too. So imagine mobsters, cops, and some just fucking thugs and mercenary types working, thinking that they're going to be part of the New World government, or at least the New American government.
Oh, they always have, now just out in the open.
That it is. That it fucking is. But that's where we're at. We're just trying to keep an eye out on stragglers. Rift is closer to the beach, though, just so you're aware.
Good to know. Appreciate it, Scratch. We'll head into the park, see what we can do to help.
Well, you got a bonar there. We gotta get some cooking done. You know how to cook, don't you, son?
What bonar doesn't know how to cook?
Good lad. Here you go as he hands you 3 cigarettes, hand-rolled. Payment for the fine ingredients you're gonna be bringing to the people of New York.
Oh, much appreciated.
Alright, so you guys head to Central Park. It is awash with people, and many of them being fresh and new homeless. People who've just lost their homes, their apartments shutting down or derelict, and having no money to move, as well as the dollar becoming more and more worthless every day with inflation and market crashes everywhere, and things getting more and more expensive after the, hot nuclear war.
We'll look for Rummage first, if he's actually here.
Yep,
Otherwise,
he
look
is.
for someone that we know. All right. I will walk to him. We will walk to him, I assume, unless anyone wants to take any detours. 2 years ago, I told you that the rabble might be the best we had, and you told me I was full of shit. Now, that might be all we have, so maybe best is the placeholder. But what we've got now, how's it been?
Hard going, to say the least, as he's stirring with a dead branch, a metal trash can full of soup. Big ass question mark at the end of that one. Over an open fire. They're doing their best, and I didn't say they're the worst we had either. But they were always looking at survival, and they've been split in half anyway. Half of them came back to help because they saw the people in need, and the other half went underground and are chilling with others to make sure that they are the ones who survive, as what they view as their mandate from Rat.
What about the green? How many of them stayed behind to help?
Most have stayed behind. There was no moon bridge to leave, and their families are here.
Well, we're here to help. The primary thing to us seems like it was the blast, but there's something more important that we can take first.
Well, if you can get into that rift, I think that'd be good. I don't know why the Banes are so interested in it, but I've seen several going in. They haven't come out. Gaia bless us all. But if a Bane is that interested, given how much violence and pain they can just eat out here and they choose to do something else, that sends a shiver down my spine that rattles me so deep down that I might have some turds leaking out my fucking pant legs, if you hear me.
Well, you have a marvelous way with words, and it is that bad if we leave it unchecked. We've gone through 3 of these so far. We'll try to help for a little while we can to like so Dimitri can cook, etc. And if the others want to gather some information here while we're in the green, before I think we go and we take a look at the actual blast area, unless anyone has other things they want to do.
Just be aware, what he's the information he's giving you is that the blast area was in the big financial sections of New York City, near the center, and they actually got hit with several nuclear weapons, as it turns out. But the rift seems to be near Fire Island National Seashore, not the city proper. And the Banes are leaving the city to go there.
Okay. What Mark was wanting to do was using his medicine where he can at the moment.
Yeah, you can. You'll do an extended intelligence medicine. Diff 6. You'll get 3 rolls, and we'll add up those successes to see how many people you're able to help today.
Okay, sweet. Diff 6, intelligence, medicine. All right. There we go. Oh, come on.
Yeah, you get 3 rolls.
Okay. 3 rolls. Yeah. You're right. Oh my.
Dice Maiden's just like, no one is healed. Everything is awful.
Tonight.
Dice Maiden's like, the apocalypse is here, motherfuckers.
Let's just see how awful Dice Maiden is.
You're able to heal a couple people. You're able to patch up some wounds. You're able to get some splints going. Things like that. You're able to even use a little bit of your herbs to create ointments that help some people with rashes and things like that to soothe them so they don't rip themselves open, scratching.
Okay. In my healings in one of them, I would like to have asked if maybe they knew that if the tunnels to the blast zone were still intact.
Do you mean the sewers?
The subway tunnels.
Oh, the subway tunnels, okay. They don't know. The subway has been finicky ever since, and it seems like if they are, it's for military use only, though they heard some corporate types have been able to gain control of subway tunnels as well, but that's just a rumor.
Okay. I'll thank them for this information as I finish up healing them, and I'll return to the PAX and tell them this information.
Okay. And then, Dim, you doing some cooking?
Yeah, gonna maybe scrounge around for some acorns, make a little acorn cooking stew. It'll all end up being like a tasteless mush anyway, but 3 successes.
Nice. That feeds what? I think it's 3 people, or is it double that?
Looking at it right now. 1 person per success.
So you're able to create some stuff for 3 people. You can do an extended roll.
Okay.
Because this is an action thing, right? So
2 more successes. And then did you want me to roll a 3rd time?
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So 7 people.
So it's actually gonna be more. This is just kind of like to encompass the day
Oh, gotcha.
instead
Okay.
of you rolling, every individual thing, etc., right? Does cooking cost anything?
It does not.
Okay, wonderful. So you are able to actually cook for about 70 people. You're exhausted though. You've been doing nothing but cooking since you got here, and it is now like 9-10 at night. The city has gotten so dark because only a few buildings have electricity now. Once again, mostly corporate types and a few of the military buildings, that a large swath of New York City's light pollution has gone, and you can actually see a decent amount of stars here in Central Park in this crisp January evening. It is, of course, 10 degrees with like 30 or 40% humidity. So everyone's miserable, but at least your food is keeping folks warm.
Anybody got a drum fire going on?
Oh yeah, there's several.
Oh, okay. I was figuring I could just maybe start making those too.
You can contribute to that. You're helping with that, grabbing dead branches, things like that, trash.
Okay, will do.
I think since we're spending the day here, I basically want to figure out, like, okay, obviously we're missing a bunch of resources. Like there's plenty that we could use, and I'm kind of curious if, I guess, the people on the ground have an idea of like who might actually have access to some of these resources that aren't associated already with one of the factions. So I'm going to spend my time, I suppose, trying to convince some of those people to give up their resources for these people.
Okay.
If that tracks.
Yeah, that tracks. That's going to be an extended charisma expression roll, diff 6, and you get 3 rolls. Nice. So 8 successes for the day. So you actually find a couple local food banks that have tried to stay pretty independent, and they are able to actually bring a decent amount of regular and well-preserved foods to Central Park. You're all also able to find someone who independently sold illegal guns to the mob, but due to the fact that they tried to muscle him, he started selling guns to the military since supply lines have been getting cut off, and he's been helping all the other factions. And then when you came to him, he's like, you know what? Fuck yeah, I'm a man of the people, and has given you 10 handguns and several boxes of ammunition for them to hand out to the people in Central Park to defend themselves from the other factions.
A local fucking hero.
Damn, hell yeah, dude. This actually does... I'm sorry, but his interaction does kind of bring up a point. Perhaps maybe on the gauntlet side of this park that we're in needs some spiritual tending as well. So maybe I should
just do that.
Yeah.
So let's do it together.
Yeah.
So I have 3 successes on Spirit Ward, and I would have Mark do the same thing to herd Gaian spirits into the park and sheepdog and chase away Banes.
Okay,
and we can kind of just walk in a circle to get them to congregate there, and especially at night when people are freezing and miserable and scared, getting them to band together a little bit, and we can keep that outer cordon out to keep some of the shittier stuff outside of it.
Okay,
and Central Park's big, so I get that, right? Like, you know, we'll be covering quite a bit of ground, Keegan, but we'll work together on that.
Yeah, okay. And what right was this?
That's Spirit War, since it moves with me.
Oh, got it.
Just a rank 4 gift. So I'm just be like, fuck,
Cool.
like I'll fucking just blast motherfuckers and be like, walk around. And I can communicate with the Gaian spirits at will. So just be like, you go that way. I'm going over here.
And ward them about the ward so that the Gaian spirits aren't destroyed by it or harmed by it. But definitely, yeah, I could do that with Zeb, and I'm gonna get you that spirit ward roll for myself.
Cool.
Oh heck yes.
All right. So yeah, you guys do that. You're able to preserve several of the spirits here as well. Several Gaian spirits, a few wild spirits, and even a few Weaver spirits try and huddle in this area to avoid the massive Banes outside.
I will not be shitty to the Weaver spirits. I will encourage them to either help keep a light on, help keep something functional. I'll command them to do it if I have to, but I will give them. I will not banish them away.
Sounds good. Yeah. Let's. So they're helping. They're doing the best they can, willing to aid as best they can as well. Especially given the terror of seeing their own in their own hierarchy becoming so Bane-like.
Are there any of those spirits that kind of look worse for wear that need Gnosis?
They all look worse for wear.
Well, since we got 3 different separate groups, I'll offer each of those groups 1 Gnosis to share.
Okay. Yeah.
So just 3 Gnosis gone from me. Here, we all need rest.
Excellent. All right.
And Keegan, I would like to try and find tarps or giant strips of fabric to try and erect any sort of tent or lean-to, just to try and help with breaking up the wind.
Okay.
Just a little bit more to help with the warmth.
That will be a strength larceny check, because the only places that have it are stores, and they are under a lock and key, and several of them have capitulated to the larger corporate interests to get men with guns to defend their stock.
All right, I can do that, because
Would his larceny roll be better or be easier if I helped kill the men with guns?
How are you going to kill them? In your Homid form? Or are you going to rend the veil?
I've killed people in my Homid form before.
Were you not armed with guns?
Yes! The guy that from last week. He was armed with a gun,
you had Tyler there going, shit, no, I'll give you my mulligan. That saved your life.
That was not Cora's fault, though.
No,
that was
but also
Maiden
it's
being
more than
bitch.
just 2 guys sitting in a truck not expecting someone to throw hands. It's several people with guns ready for you to throw hands, and then just go, oh, look at this little girl coming to about a shotgun. Boom. And Cora's like, oh no, my guts. Oh no, frenzy. I'm going to have to kill everyone here. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Sorry. No, not the pregnant lady. The 2-for-1 special. I didn't want the 2-for-1 special.
Mark suggests probably taking Kyle if he was able to persuade a gun runner.
This is all happening at the same time. This is all one day.
That's just mostly,
I'm
that's
sorry.
just mostly
My
jokes.
My bad.
So
yeah.
Good news, I solved your overpopulation problem inside of Central Park. Bad news, I solved your overpopulation problem inside of Central Park.
yeah, good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
Same statement, different tone.
Same, different, same.
But also, just for reference, William, your resources probably wouldn't be able to cover enough tarps because there's hyperinflation happening right now.
Right, I wasn't expecting to actually utilize money at this point.
Just making sure, just to be clear.
Yeah. I was actually thinking that if I had to, I could use True Fear on 1 or 2 here or there, just to try and intimidate a couple, since I don't have larceny.
Yeah, it's just you can do that. It's just against 1. It's just 1 per target. So let's actually, William, before you roll that,
okay,
I need you to roll a d4. That's how many guards are in the way of the tarps that you would have to True Fear. And then try and run past because they only last X amount of turns.
Right. 3.
Chris, their willpower is 4. So the first one is counted for 3 turns. So this is round 2. Would you like to use your mulligan on that one? God damn.
Yeah. No.
Alright.
Wait. Yeah, I don't think it's completely... Nope.
If
I'll
you
let this one
successfully
roll.
I'm just letting you know, if you successfully True Fear all of them, and you get a 3 on each of them, you do not have to make the strength larceny roll. Because they're True Fear.
Well, then you say that, and fine, I'll mull. I'll mulligan.
Hey!
Cool.
I think that one just straight up feared the entire scene, right?
No.
That'd be 5 turns.
It's 5 turns, but you do get a very distinct composty? No, maybe manure-y smell from that one.
Okay. Well, that's the 3rd one.
Alright, you succeed. Same sort of thing, but you also hear the audible pops from his pant legs. And as you run, you grab, you get out, and as you get out the store, the final one snaps back and you hear a couple gunshots. Could I get a appearance streetwise? Oof. So they keep following you. They're shooting down the streets at you because it's about showing force. So they get a shot off, but they're not within close range, so it's diff 6. And they miss, hitting a bystander next to you as you jump into an alleyway. As they start running down, can I get a strength athletics to see if you can keep running? There is a fence in the way that you need to climb over as they're chasing after you. If you get over that fence in a single bound, which requires 3 successes, you will successfully get away and avoid the second shot. If you get any less, you will bound it, but they will shoot at you still. Alright, you get out and you shoot past as you hear the shouting, them climbing the thing, but you're able to zigzag through and get back to the what was once the green with several tarps to help create windbreaks for the people.
Perfect.
Alright. Anything else anyone else is going to do for the next
I just
day?
figure I can do random choring, helping out with heavy things and stuff.
Alright, yeah. Could I get a strength athletics to see how well you move things and how efficiently so that people are able to get things done? Extended roll, 3 rolls, please. Alright, you're able to get all that moving done before everyone else finishes their tasks, and you decide to do something fun. You go to the kids, and you show them off your dance moves to keep them entertained as they laugh and cheer for you.
I think that is exactly what she would do, honestly. Thank you.
Welcome.
That's cute as shit.
Yeah, you're welcome. Alright. Dimitri, you're going to do the rite of the cardboard palace to keep your packs from freezing in this 10-degree, super humid weather.
Oh, of course. And also, kind of one more thing before I do that. I think Dimitri is gonna, once he's done cooking, he's probably gonna find some people and start telling stories, kind of keep morale up that way as well.
Sounds good.
Okay, just had to look up the difficulty for Cardboard Palace. 2 successes.
Alright. What's that mean?
1 success is all that's needed to create a comfortable place to sleep.
Wonderful. So you do that. Create a nice comfy place for everyone, and then could I get 1, because you plan on going to sleep. Charisma performance, diff 7, because everyone's still feeling pretty down regarding all the events everywhere. So they're not going to be as receptive.
That's 4 successes.
4 successes. You raise spirits greatly, and you are thanked as a couple people hand you the few dollars in their pocket, hoping that you're able to make use of it, given how much you've helped them in their time of need.
Dimitri's actually gonna turn down the cash and say, "Hey, you keep it. Pay it forward."
As they thank you, and another guy comes over and he hands you his Glock and he goes, "I'm not going to need this anymore."
What makes you say that?
Maybe life's worth living.
All right, and Dimitri will take the gun.
All right. You all go to bed. Cora, you wake up. The fire by you is nice and warm. Your bones ache something fierce, but then again, they have for a long time. And
Yay.
you open up your eyes. You're in your old rocking chair in the cabin that your sons built for you maybe 20, 30 years ago after your husband had passed.
Okay. Does it seem natural, like, in this moment, or am I like, or
It
is there
feels very
something like
natural
clearly
in this
off?
moment.
Okay. Then sure. If like it's like overwhelmingly just like natural for me to be here and everything, then I'll rock. I'll chill.
Yeah.
Try to keep my aching bones from bothering me any more than they already do.
As you hear the whistle from the fireplace and you hear this little girl, "Grandma Cora, did you forget you put your tea on? I got it." He has like little rap.
Thank you, sweetheart.
"Grandma Cora, can you tell me about when," as she hands you the tea, "about that time that you and Uncle Kyle were talking to my Papa Sven, and when he got into trouble at the village nearby during the fall festival? Wasn't that Mama was saying that you used to tell that story a lot at the mead halls with the other Fenrir."
I'll rock and I'll chuckle a little bit. I will put my little my teacup down on the side table and pull her into my lap, and I will explain. So, your papa was not very old at the time. He still had a lot of learning to do. But he was pretty smart nonetheless. One day, he decided that he was gonna go out and do, I can't remember what he was gonna do, baby. But I do remember that when he got back, your Uncle Kyle decided, hey, you know what would be funny? Is if I played the same joke on my son, that my dad played on me a long time ago. So he tarred up a whole bunch of freaking birds, put seaweed all over them. This was real funny, baby. All over them. Let them loose just as your papa was coming back, right? Your papa did the same thing that me and your Uncle Kyle did. He freaked out. He freaked out so bad. He shifted immediately, baby girl. And we all laughed and laughed, teasing him about how birds were so scary and how he was more chicken than the chickens. That was a real fun day. I say that, or I told them that a lot at the meat hall. Got lots of laughs about it, baby. I remembered more of it back then, though.
Yeah. That is a good story, though, Grandma. Grandma?
Yeah.
I hope you choose right.
I always do my best, sweetheart.
It'll be hard at the end. And she melts away, and you wake up in the cardboard palace, hearing the winds howling outside as it starts snowing, cuddled up with all your pack mates and not pack mates. What is it? Lupus from a different mister, maybe?
I am going to... everyone's still sleeping, right? I haven't woken anybody up.
No one else is woken up.
Okay. Then Cora's going to lay there and just cry because she is stressed. That was really sad. And she knows that something like that is probably never, ever, ever going to be possible. And so she's just going to silently cry and hope that she can get back to sleep without waking anybody up.
Unfortunately, your tears do wake up your two pack mates a little bit.
No, they don't.
They do.
Cora?
Gross.
Are you up?
I roll over and I pretend to sleep. I will do my very best to pretend that they are not, like I cannot hear them. Because Cora is not super vulnerable in front of many people. Though she's not very sneaky, so I don't know if it works or not. Probably doesn't.
You wouldn't want to show weakness to your only family. Kyle will just roll over and just pet Cora's head.
That's true.
Love and affection in this economy. Unbreakable bonds of friendship and family. Please, I can't even rub two pennies together.
All right, I'll cave. No, I feel like Cora would cave after Kyle pats her head. She'll roll over and explain quietly what's going on and like just kind of spill a little bit about like how stressful everything is, how worried she is about Sven, how worried she is about Matthias, how she doesn't know if like she's super unsure on like whether they're going to be able to be successful in not just gathering these artifacts but completing their quest from Bear. And she's super worried about Steven because he's going off. He doesn't he's normally just at home, right? And they know where he is, and we know that he's doing badass things and being a societal menace, and he is not doing that, and he's branching out, and it's concerning. And she's sad about Agatha dying earlier in the year, and just like all of the everything on top of the dream that she just had, and it's just kind of weighing down on her, and now it's bleh.
I think all we can hope is that the people that we've saved and influenced pass on our beliefs and continue on our legacies to continue helping people, whether we survive the apocalypse or not. Similar to how you could say we're doing the same for Agatha.
I don't ask for a lot in general, but that dream was so real, and I loved that little girl so much, and I want that. I don't think I will be able to have it. I do not believe that I will make it through this.
Even if it's not us, sitting in a rocking chair 40 years from now, let's try to make sure that it's Sven or Steven or Matthias then.
It's one hell of a goal. No, but it's a good goal to have. It's something to hold on to.
You get a couple more hours of sleep. The little girl does appear in the dreams again. She takes your hand as you're going into the garden and the next to the cabin to bring wood in and setting up, wiping things down and making sure that things are ready for when the planting season starts in spring, etc., etc. As you know that her name is Lisa, and she is Sven's daughter. Of course she is. You always knew that.
Yeah.
Alright, it is the next day. What are we doing?
I think we head for the beach.
Agreed.
However we could get there.
So we going Umbra or physical world?
Think physical. I don't think I want to walk through Bane City.
That's a good call.
Where this is.
I need someone to... Oh, go ahead.
Because I spared a Weaver spirit, one of the small ones, I will command them only to help us navigate the city to get where we need to go. That is the only thing I'll require from them, and they will have my protection, and it will continue.
All right. They accept that, and that leads into this next one. I do need an intelligence streetwise roll from the guider of the group, which I assume is going to be Dimitri, as that's what it was last week. So, good guess. And the Weaver spirit that you drew on Zeb will reduce his difficulty to avoid trouble. So it'll do a -2 to the difficulty, so it'll be intelligence streetwise diff 6.
All right. 2 successes.
2 successes. You're able to move through slowly but surely. So you get to the edge. It takes about half the day. You leave early in the morning. It is bitterly cold. A storm has moved in, and you're crunching through snow, things like that. It's basically bomb cyclone weather coming down from the north, as the winds will pick up, and the snow will stop tomorrow, according to weather reports, but it will get down to -40 degrees. And so the Sept is, of course, or what you could call the Sept at this moment. The Garu are scrambling to help as much as they can as well. As you get to the shore, it's filled with trash, debris. There are a few bodies washed up on shore that they haven't gotten to from the nuclear blast, so they've been rotting for weeks with radiation burns, sloughed up flesh and maggots, frozen maggots now, and partially decomposed during the warm days and now frozen on the shores. But it is less weavery here and much easier to pass into the Umbra.
I will, of course, look across the Umbra to make sure we aren't getting into an obvious trap, and then take advantage of the reflection in the water to cross.
There are a few Banes still trying to figure out how to get into the rift, but there's definitely not the level in the city.
What's the difficulty for crossing?
It'll be 6 here. We'll need that from Fomori's Bane as well. 30 seconds for the Ill Omens. Who's doing it for Fomori's Bane?
You want to do it? Or, okay, yeah, because I know we got the same Gnosis.
I say we do, but I've had 3 pretty good rolls so far tonight, and I have a feeling that I will botch this next one.
Whoa!
Instantly, you pull a Sonic the Hedgehog, tapping your feet in the shallows of this area, which looks much more pristine in the Umbra, thankfully. Looking at Zeb with the "You're too slow" Sonic the Hedgehog catchphrase. So, there's the rift. There doesn't seem to be another umbral or another roll to pass into it, thankfully. As you enter and you're on a new shore, the shore is long and the water inviting, and you see something glistening in the waters below, they are crystal clear in many ways. But the wind catches you a little bit at your back.
I mean, other than us activating gifts before we go for this rift.
I mean, where the hell are all the Banes?
Well, we picked a safer spot. But I mean, I will investigate that to his question, Keegan. I mean, we saw the ones that were entering the rift at the last minute. They are around, but we're just in a quieter area.
Kind of. Do a perception occult.
Right.
Div 6. You see sets of prints that, looking at them, they are definitely heel forward, stepping forward prints of scrags, but the trail seems to be going backwards, and as you look behind you, you see that the scrags are further inland and seeming to get further and further away.
And I want to make sure I understand your description. Is it like actively happening right now where like space is increasing from the point we are to where they are? Or they are moving away because they're retreating back?
No, it's like they're walking forward and it's causing them to drift further inland.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, move on up the shore.
As you start walking forward, you feel yourself moving back further inland.
What if we start walking backwards?
You start moving backwards, but it takes less out of you.
I guess we're gonna moonwalk this bitch, see what happens.
Moonwalking, same kind of effect. You start moving further away from shore.
Okay. What if we turn around and start walking towards inland?
You start actually moving towards inland. You don't actually start heading towards the beach.
What the fuck?
You actually start moving inland very quickly, walking that way.
Okay, then we stop. Yeah.
Could I get an intelligence academics roll?
I'm 7.
Diff. That's also your diff. Wonderful.
All right.
Hey. God damn, you remember the shit out of things. You know a lot about the ocean for being a farm boy. Maybe it was when you were a kid dreaming about being away from your dad and your mom, who wasn't there anyway, or your sisters, who seemed to be loved more than you. Regardless of the reason on your oceanographical or oceanic knowledge, you do remember something called a riptide, where if you try and swim into it, you get exhausted and pulled out to sea. You have to actually swim parallel to the shore to escape a riptide and start getting closer and closer to shore without exhausting yourself and dying at sea.
And we're trying to do the converse right now.
So you guys went forward and you guys went back, and both of them took you away from shore. If you run parallel to the shoreline, or if you swim parallel to the shoreline, that's how riptides work. So as you start...
I got the riptide part. I just wanted to make sure I understood the direction we needed to go.
Yes, so you're going parallel to the shore, and you actually start getting closer and closer to the oceanic shore.
Okay. All right, then. Well, then, I mean, Zeb will give those instructions to travel parallel, and we will do so.
Following suit.
As you do so, you get to the shore, and once you go into the water, moving parallel just makes you move parallel. It seems that the land here was the riptide, and you see the shining object in the water, about Krynos chest deep.
What is it?
It's almost looks like a looking glass, but it's entirely crafted of pearl.
I mean, Zeb will grab it.
As you grab it, you see a great squid rising up. It's got radiation burns all along it.
Excellent.
As it starts screaming at you about pain.
Can we mothers touch it? Would that help?
Not sure if it'd be right a cleansing or Mother's Touch would be more applicable.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to sense Wyrm, if you don't mind.
Sure, please do.
Just to make sure it's not like the whole giving Gnosis to Banes thing.
Holy shit, goddamn, okay. So, parts of it smell of the worm. Where the burns are incredibly wormish. And then you notice in its beak there's a sense of worm to it, and it's a crushed up scrag that it had ripped apart with its beak.
Alright. We can help you. Someone can Mother's Touch it, but the rest of us can perform Rite of Cleansing. Maybe we do part 1, and then we look at healing it after that.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I could get on the right.
Alright, it's diff 8.
Alright. Oh, we are going to molly that. Oh my god.
Oof.
I'll give you my mulligan.
They do say a third time's a charm, and they didn't lie to you.
Oh my god. Phew, thank you so much.
So, the Corruption starts to seep off, but the wounds are still there and festering. Bubbles of pus still kind of like just kind of oozing off this great spirit.
Does Weather's Touch work on spirits?
Yeah.
Give it a try. It might. This is also not a normal realm.
True.
So it can work on materialized spirits. And it's diff 8. So you might need a couple Mother's Touches going on.
Alright, I'll roll 1.
So some of them start to heal. Not all of them, though. Ooh, that gets the rest of them. The spirit is healed and it thanks you. Its tendrils come down, it picks up the pearl, and hands it to Zeb.
How many of you had to fight to defend your lair?
Many. At least as many as the suction cups on this tendril.
As it lifts up the tendril, that's about 10, 15 feet long.
We will go and make sure no others come here. Is there anything else we must do before we leave?
If the item is taken by Gaians, my duty to this place is done, and I can leave this and return to the ocean proper.
Then go home, my great friend, and we thank you in these dire times.
The looking glass allows one to see vital points of a bane that'll make it easier to strike and deal grievous wounds to them. Keep it at the ready, for even weakened, the Storm Eater is too powerful and too wispy to not need these. You understand?
I do. We try to stay one step ahead. It is you and your protectors that have given us much needed time.
And so, you end up leaving the Den Realm with the next artifact. Are we staying in New York for a little bit, or are we moving out?
Were we going to try and see if Sven was here? That's just what I remembered from last time. But also, it is kind of important that we keep in contact with him, you know?
I mean, right. We've been here for a day. I mean, other than spending an additional day or two to try to see, the blast area and see just how bad this gets, because one of the things was going to see if we were going to get any Guru from here to go back to DC. But it looks like that might not be a possibility. But there were, obviously Sven, the visit to Sven as we traverse back across the nation, across the United States would be the thing to do. But there's a few more things I think we can do in New York, at least for a day or two before we leave.
And in the meantime, I could visit Sven in his dreams.
Remember the good doctor. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, we thought that was a great idea until we were reminded a couple weeks ago. I do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So, great idea. Unfortunately, we have jerks in the way. Anyway.
Well, no matter what, Keegan will cross back into the Umbra and see what the effect is of having closed off this portion of the Den Realm.
It goes, and because that part closes off, the Banes stop coming here, for one. So they stop spreading to a nature area, which is good. Though the corpses still cause issues, as their bile and things like that may still end up potentially corrupting this, given the amount of trash that is still found in the waters now as well.
I'm sure we could ask around and see if there would be people that would be willing to help clean up.
There are white-tailed deer that live here. Taking one in secret and bringing it back to feed people might not go amiss either.
Awesome.
You guys do that. You get a deer, you get some people, they actually help and clean. They do a pretty good job over the 3 days, rather impressive, as they also bury some of the bodies as best they can or bring them back frozen to be buried, or at least identified, they hope. And on the third day, you hear, wow, look at all these fine Garu, as you see Matthias walking up. He's got a clave on his back, he's got a couple young Fianna with him in his pack, and he's got a few more battle scars since you last saw him.
Well, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. As he comes in and gives you a hug.
I'll hug from the other side. Matthias.
I'll come up and just put my hand on his shoulder and offer him some deer.
Oh, thank you. Not as gamey as one would expect.
Surprisingly, yes.
I've been coming to the Green on and off for some time, given it being the gateway to Europe. Actually found a place that's still open, and they don't really card anyone anymore. Would anyone be interested?
Would warm our bones, so yeah, I'm down.
Let's go.
Was kind of thinking, might make my way, try and find the rest of the rabble, convince them to help out.
Might be able to
as
help
much
with
as I
that,
would
too.
like.
Hey, all work is gonna burn you out. Take it from someone who has the weight of an entire tribe on their shoulders.
Since you put it like that, Matthias, I guess I could just come along to just relax and make sure everything's okay.
I'm sure you could guilt trip him very easily into coming with Matthias. Just tell him that it's our fault that we did that to you.
Come on, my treat.
Just for an hour or two, and then back to work for me.
Of
You
course.
see, having only one tribe on my shoulders sounds incredible.
As you guys walk in, Matthias pulls out a wad, throws it down, and goes, "Just keep them coming, friend." What do you guys take?
The shit, dude. Bank?
Oh, well,
That's the weight of the tribe on his shoulders right there.
And he turns and whispers in Cora's ear, "ATM. EMPs.
Yeah.
We were just faster than other people because we used, our natural talents to get them open."
Fair enough.
So as you get around, Matthias, cheers.
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 How's the world treating you?
Good. It's busy, as always. Fighting our way through Master Zebulon.
My friend.
Did they ever tell you the time they had to save me from a Weaver-corrupted glasswalker in Glasgow?
They did not, but I am eager to hear the story.
They tried to help get me away from Black Spiral Dancers. From my understanding when we were talking, they ended up trying to have a mental speech with some Black Spiral Dancers before things went poorly. But they got me out of there.
Poorly is an understatement,
And then
and I don't think Zeb is surprised.
we entered some poor sod's house, he says with his very thick Argentinian accent, actually. We ended up in some poor sod's house, and we had to pass through in the Umbra while that glasswalker used his gifts to ram his car into their house, if I am remembering correctly.
How did not a single one of you receive the deed name Roadkill for doing that? Next moot, book it.
We will not.
Sounds like something that Cora would do.
We will not be booking that name.
Many of these stories are lost to time and various promises of not to tell anyone what's transpired.
And head trauma. Don't forget the head trauma.
Yes, and the brain damage.
But they got me to Avalon safely. I wouldn't be here without it, this pack. And they kept it secret for years, showing great reserve and great discretion.
Yes, now I recall them finally mentioning it on our way past the Second Veil to find one of your ancestor spirits. It was information that would have been very useful to have prior to that, but I was very glad to be brought in to help.
If we are good at anything, it is not saying shit to nobody.
Kyle
You
having
know,
flashbacks.
Nobody that needs it.
Eventually.
But no, it's been good. Another round. As you all get another drink.
Get a thing of them steak bites, too.
Oh, I've got the onion rings.
Oh, hell
You
yeah.
Americans learn to fry everything.
Think they fried the steak bites?
Almost certainly.
Oh, well, let's loosen some of your burden of Gaia. Let's get some of those.
As some steak bites, some onion rings, and another round comes out for everyone.
Are you all stuck on this side of the Atlantic for the moment?
For a while, yes. There is an opportunity to go, and I have better connections than most to use it. Hidden Glade can get you to Europe, but I passed through there recently, and I had to do some explaining when it came out that Fomori's Bane had originally saved the last White Howler, and asked me how enmeshed I was with your pack.
Oh, I think they were just checking for some sort of taint.
Sorry.
Not worm taint, kind of more like bad luck.
Yeah, it's not all allies that we've made. Though, they don't hate us as much as they could.
I suppose that's a motto we can live by sometimes. I get some side eyes wherever I go as well, given the baggage of the White Howlers.
Well, you seem to be carrying it well.
Thank you. So how about all of you? Any fun kinfolk relations? As he gets like a wicked grin.
Oh, no, not really.
Only sad things.
When was the orgy?
Oh,
That wasn't
shit.
that far
Oh,
ago,
yeah.
was it?
Oh, you mean non-committal? Oh, it was great. Being a child of Gaia is amazing. Get laid all the time.
Forgot about that. How's that?
Matthias, you forgot about an orgy?
We've had a lot on our plates.
Is that some sort of euphemism?
Unfortunately not.
Well,
But how I wish it was.
You both had a lot on your plates that time. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Well, now that I'm in
Pretty,
America,
what can I say?
Now that I'm in America, maybe I'll try one of these Children of Gaia orgies while there's still time, I suppose.
Cora will just do the fingers on the bridge of the nose motion because they met Matthias when he was 8, 9.
He had done his first change, so he's 14.
Oh, he was 14. Okay,
Yeah, he's 13, 14.
It's just
it's one of the
you're
very
a child.
It's one of the funnier things because in hindsight, Lexi are you okay? Are you this? And it's in reality, you're all 2, maybe 3 years older than this kid.
Yes, but when you're okay, but Matt, when you were 16, you were you are a fucking child.
Sure.
Right? And so that's how you see younger teenagers. And so Cora's just sitting there this child is talking about going to an orgy.
Fair enough.
This person that we've known since he was in diapers. In reality, clearly he has not been.
Yeah, I mean, if you're old enough to carry a clave, you're old enough to go to an orgy.
That's a great rule.
Still can't buy cigarettes, though.
I can now.
Oh.
Yes, we are getting old, aren't we? Ew.
Wow, it's time with this young kinfolk gal who we'd rescued, and she saw me. Perhaps the blood of the Fomor did it, I'm not sure, but I took her to bed that night, and it was a great time. It was good. It's gonna sound very silly.
What?
I kind of miss her. We'd see each other every now and then, but nothing committal. She had other Garu suitors, and being of Stag's tribe, most of them are non-monogamous in an attempt to produce or to increase family relations and strong political bonds, and I've had others since her, but I don't know, in the quiet moments, I think about her a lot.
It can't hurt to reach out.
I suppose it's a little more difficult to go back, though.
I mean, look, man, the world's ending.
Yeah. How about you? Anything good? Anyone on the horizon?
Someone I've somewhat liked passively for a while, I suppose, but the world is not cooperating in giving me time to pursue anything.
Well, a wise elder once told me, the world is ending, so fuck. What do you got to lose?
Look, man, you can't listen to elders. They've steered us wrong our whole lives.
Like steering you to your degenerate orgies.
That wasn't an elder. That was Steven.
I mean, he is an elder and he attended.
Oh, what is he an elder now?
No, he's an Adrian.
Kyle!
Oh,
Kyle
Yeah,
went to the orgy.
Kyle,
He
okay.
is the leader of your pack.
Oh, he is, but Steven took us to the
It's
orgy.
his tribe. Well, the first one.
The first one.
So clouded are their memories from their degenerate ways, young Matthias. They can barely recall anything of use or to incriminate them even now.
He's totally speaking of the Get of Fenris, not the Children of Gaia. And Mark will just kind of look at Cora and be like,
I feel like Mark might be skating on thin ice.
Cora just grabs a bottle.
You get a Fenris. Everything's about ice. Thin ice this. Feel the storm of the ice.
There's a joke in there about that.
As Matthias, as you're on your 4th rounds now, it has been several hours. Kyle has lost track of time.
And Dimitri hasn't said shit
Well,
because even though he's still sober.
Yeah, Matthias looks at him and is like, "You seem to carry your liquor well, friend."
Oh, that's because I'm lupus born.
Here, as he leans in, calls over one of his pack members because they've just been waiting around. Thank you. As he puts his hand into her pocket and pulls out a flask and hands it to Dimitri.
Oh, now the party can... Now I can really join the party.
Yeah, the party could start for you. Also, Matthias, you have not introduced us to your pack.
Oh, sorry. Evelyn Ironwood, Fiona Fastern, and Thurge. And then there is Silent Song, Ragabosh Cleoth of the Sky Singers, as he prefers to call himself, Lupusborn, and of course our mighty Philodox, Twisted Point, Krynosborn Philodox of the Vianum.
You good?
Fine. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. Keep in mind those elders you'd be disappointing if you throw up right now. Those elders in Avalon that you'd be disappointing, you know. All those Fianna.
They're rather disappointed with me anyway. I decided to make our lawkeeper one of the dreaded mules.
Okay, fair enough. They're very disappointed by just about everything, aren't they?
They sure are, as he just puts a shot in front of Cora.
He takes it back.
Since the best ideas are drunk ideas, how do we get a bunch of fuckers that don't want to join the fight to join it?
By bringing it to them.
Wait, what?
I
We're gonna make Cora
Sounds
fight
like
them?
a great idea.
That sounds horrible. Here, give me some of those peanuts.
Perhaps the cooler head of an Arun will prevail.
I hope so.
What if you turned it into a game? You don't have to make them go after the... They don't like fighting Spirals and Fomori unless they're in their backyard, right? But Bone Gnawers love fighting corporate types. Why not point them that way? Especially with this, with the Pentex collapse. That way you just send them to sites and tell them to smash things, get their blood boiling, and then perhaps the whims of battle will become a little more palatable when you give them an easy win. Remember that, as I've understood, you Americans put fucking sugar in everything. So you can't switch from your American beef jerky that's drowning in caramel sauce or whatever the fuck you do, and then switch them to something from Europe that's just dried meat. Their palates won't take it. So you gradually remove the sweetness and the sugar.
No, you're right. It's a good idea. And if we can point them to targets that are rich in resources, blankets, food, what have you, it'll still end up in the hands of people who need it, even if they're not going to Central Park to deliver all of it.
Now, with business talk, we must make sure that we create a clear line of delineation between business talk and pleasure talk or personal talk. As they say, you don't mix the two. So, now that we have got a clear delineation, Elder Zeb, it is not beyond my eye to notice that you deflected on talking about the loves of one's life. Perhaps you are an unsung romantic. I have heard your sweet words constantly speaking in poetry. Perhaps that is meant for special kinfolk, or perhaps even another special Garu, for, as a wise elder once told me, The world is ending. What does it matter?
Yes, let us speak of breaking litany in front of the elder Philodox. a wise and bold move.
It's okay. It's not breaking the litany if we stretch the definitions a little bit.
Well, I
The-
suppose
Krenos adjacent.
The litany does say mate with.
Perhaps
It
you
does
use a
not
different
say
hole.
bang.
I'm told silent striders are swift. Perhaps he can use speed of thought to make his pullout fast enough.
Oh, I have a special someone. It is Master Kyle here, who is still pursuing the avenues of romance.
obviously, yes, that's why our packs are close.
Yes, my special one, once you got past the horror and the poisonous sores, she's truly amazing to be around. She warms me with the dread to know that I will always feel pain to the very end. And it is truly the love that I always desired. Zeb will like as completely unnerving as it is for Zeb to smile. There's a spirit that I purified as part of my challenge. And we have been bonded to one another ever since. And I would consider them to be the person that I would be with, or the entity to which I would be with.
Love truly knows no bounds, no distance.
And Cora will be just get very silent over her drink and just listen. Very sad. Well, not very sad, but kind of morose, I think would be the term. All the talk of love and things. Yeah.
What about you, Cora? No muscle-bound Fenrir kinman wielding some massive axe or something?
No. I had the opportunity once at that moot. Oh, that moot where I threw Roy into a tree. I told him I'd come back, but I did not. That was a different kind of crush. But no. There's been no one for me, unfortunately. I assume they're too scared.
I don't know, Matthias. I was just going to tell Cora maybe she needs to lighten up.
She does come across as rather intense sometimes.
I mean, look at her right now. She's not even flexing, and she looks like she could crush diamonds with her hand.
I can crush a person's head with my hand.
Just your hand?
I've seen this many times. And
At the
William,
very
is
least.
that like an offer for Cora over here?
No. There have been few in my life that I have thought of pursuing, but they have always had partners of their own. I could say that money has been the love of my life, but that's also not true. I'm sure one day I'll find that special someone.
Probably be in a form of a machine.
I mean, you're not wrong. I like my phone. I love my phone. I love my laptop. I love the cars.
Would you
I love
fuck
my
'em?
family here. But the one person, or maybe not even a person, has eluded me.
Would that be the Mother Weaver?
William will just deadpan stare, like, what?
Cora just laughs. She thinks it's funny.
Then, what? Hang on one moment. Final round, please. As you all get a drink, as he raises his glass, and Matthias goes, then, to love. I think we should all pursue it to the best of our abilities.
Here, here.
To love, Cora says, kind of happily, but a little somberly, and raises her glass with Matthias.
To love, then.
Don't worry, guys. We'll go to a Children of Gaia moot before all this is over. We'll find you guys some love. And Mark will raise his glass.
To love and to invitations to Children of Gaia moots because I missed the last one.
Oh, you definitely missed it.
Silently, everyone's head turns to Zeb.
Got ghost fucker over here.
Now, Zeb is a man that loves his work.
Man. On the nose there, Dimitri.
What a mean thing to say about noses.
And Mark will just kind of put his hand to his mouth to keep the snickering, like, more contained, like...
And you all take your drink, and you all stumble back to Central Park for a bit to sleep it off. And then you start getting ready to deal with the rabble. But that is a story for another time, and we will catch you all next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We'll catch you in that next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.